So, welcome to this today's episode. We are going to discuss about some tips that will help our students to move from D to B in KCSE exam within the next 3 months. We have the exam will be in November, so we are only left with this month, that is September, part of August. We also have October, and these are just less than 3 months which are left. So we want to discuss some of the strategies that a student may use to be able to move from grade D to B in KCSE in math. Some students find math to be quite a hard nut to crack. They consider it as a hard subject, but there are some hacks or some shortcuts that you can use which can help you to move to a better grade in mathematics. So, for example, the first point is make sure that you do regular practice. As you do regular practice, hoping that you've already covered the syllabus, go through the topics, repeat the topics which are mostly examined, and we are going to discuss that in this video. You can use some of the learning resources. For example, we have this book here. We have this book, which is very, very important in doing revision. This book that we have here is called KCSE Made Familiar, or KMF. If you use this book, it's a collection of KCSE questions which have been tested for many years. And if you use this revision book, it's going to guide you, and you'll be able to know which questions are tested and which ones come in the KCSE mostly. So in doing your practice, make sure that you do past KCSE questions, especially using that book. So that will guide you to do regular practice, and that will help you to understand the language of the examiner, and you will be able to gain confidence as you do the exam. So the other point, make sure that you get yourself involved with a lot of learn from those who have experience, and when you are answering questions, you get to get some knowledge from examiners. Interact with as many examiners as possible. I think that is quite self-explanatory. I will also now guide you in when you are doing the exam. Make sure that you have these skills. We'll have that as our point number 3. Have diagram sketching skills. So that means you should be able to sketch if it's a trapezium, a rhombus, or a parallelogram, or a square, or a circle. Make sure that you sketch it properly. Then number 2, when you are working on your questions, make sure that you write the correct formula. Because if you use a wrong formula, then it's going to affect your working. And if you do not remember some of those formula, you can use mathematical tools like the months table, which has some of the commonly used formula at the back of that examination tool. So that reminds us that as we prepare during revision and also during the exam, you must have all the required tools, including a mathematical set, mathematical table. You should have, of course, you have the usual, a pencil, a ruler, and all those other items which are required in the examination room. When you write your work, make sure that you organize your topics, have topic organization, and also you organize your work. Be organized as you solve as you do your revision. You should also be methodical in how you approach your examination questions. Also, make sure that you get involved. Another strategy of doing math is getting involved in a productive group discussion. If you're involved in a productive group discussion, that means you will be able to learn from others and also expand your knowledge. Also, make sure that you appreciate math when you're doing questions, and also overall, you must have what we call a positive attitude towards the subject. Have a positive attitude towards the subject. If you have a positive attitude, then you'll be able to get yourself motivated to learn. And now I want us to look at some of the commonly tested topics that as a student you must prepare as you wait for the KCSE in both paper 1 and so we now want to look at the commonly tested areas, and we'll start with the paper 2 questions, or how to handle both paper 1 and paper 2 exams. So in paper 1, you'll first of all do some 16 questions in section 1, and the 16 questions that you do in section 1 will be around 2 marks, 3 marks, or at most 4 marks each. These questions are very, very important, and they constitute 50% of the exam. Another thing is that they are also compulsory, so that means every student must do them, and every student must be able to do them. So these are some of the common topics which are tested in section 1. We have the numbers, which include fractions, integers. We also have the decimals. This is normally question number 1. We also have other areas like LCM and GCD. We also have mostly the Form 1 and Form 2 topics. We have questions like from polygons. We have construction using a ruler and a pair of compasses only. We also have Form 2 topics like indices, linear inequalities, equations of straight line, and all those topics, they are highly examinable. So you have etc. Every student must prepare in those areas by doing a lot of practice in those areas. In paper 1 section 2, there are some also common topics that you must get prepared to do. I will start with the Form 4 topic, which is differentiation, very common. The other topic is matrices in Form 3, especially solving the simultaneous equations using the matrix method. We also have Form 2 work like statistics 1, finding the mean, the median, frequency polygon, histogram, and such. We also have topics in Form 2 like transformations, that is rotation, reflection, congruence, enlargement, and translation. We also have other common topics in Form 2 like measurement. We have equations of straight lines. We also have some other Form 1 topics like bearings and distances, and also rates and ratio. So these are some of the common Form 2 and Form 1 and the topics in paper 1 in section B, and these topics carry 10 marks each. As a student, you must prepare so that you can be able to handle at least 5 areas, and the 5 areas will give you 10 marks each, and that will give you 50 marks. When you add that to what you get in section A, then you'll be able to score some very good marks. And join us in our next video as we discuss the commonly tested areas in section 2.